Hello. So I thought I'd do a tutorial today on how I like to create ambient soundscapes, textures using a technique called asynchronous loops. And so I've got four loops that are playing on top of each other that have recorded material on, but they share no relationship in the length of those recorded parts. And so what you get is this kind of constant flowing and changing and moving of shifting of the recorded parts on top of each other as the loops cycle over and over again. And so it creates this very nice kind of evolving soundscape and texture, which is very nice. Cool. So this technique came about in the early 20th century with the birth of magnetic tape and experimenting with tape loops. And then artists, particularly like Brian Eno, his album, his recording, his record, Music for Airports, uses this technique where he has several tape loops with recorded material on, and in playing them back, because they're of different lengths, you get this cyclical, evolving kind of motion. Now it's very easy nowadays to use that technique. You don't need to use tape. We can use something like simply like a sampler like this to create the same kind of effect. And so I'm using the 404 Mark II, which is a very nice sampler. It's also good because not only can it record loops, but it's also got a nice chromatic feature. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to create a little soundscape just by using, I've got two samples here. I'm going to use the chromatic mode to record some phrases like this to put on top of each other. I'm just going to delete these that I've got. I'm going to start from scratch just to show you kind of how easy this is. I haven't got the 404 plugged into anything else. It's going straight into the computer. I'm not using any effects or anything like that. The only effects I'm using is on here. I'm not actually using the MFX here. I've just got on bus 3 and 4, I've got the SX reverb. There's a super filter there, but I'm not using it. But I've got the reverb there at the end of the chain, hence why there's a little bit of reverb. But other than that, everything is just what I've got here. I've got two samples. I've got this kind of paddy type sample, which is quite nice. And then in contrast, I've got this bell type plucky kind of sample. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just record some very simple short phrases using the two instruments that I've got, the two samples that I've got here. I'm going to choose this one first, the paddy sound. I'm going to start with that one. I'm going to jump into resample mode. I'm going to come down here, and then I'm going to jump into my chromatic mode here, and I'm just going to play a short phrase. And it's nice to give it a little bit of space between notes, because when you've got space, that space can then be occupied by another loop, another piece of recorded material on another loop, which gives it a nice amount of space. Okay, great, got that sorted. I'm just going to jump in straight away and do another one, and this time I'm going to go lower. Let's go lower, and then I'm going to start recording this one. Cool. So I've now got 2 loops. I'm just going to put them on loop mode, take off gate mode, and then let's see what these 2 sound like together. Cool. There you go. So they've kind of come back around again. Nice. That's very nice. Cool. So now let's do another one. Go back into this sample. This time, let me try something a bit higher. Cool. Let me try something a bit higher. So go into sample mode, chromatic, and let's go for this. Cool. And then brilliant. And then I'm just going to do the same. Put that on loop, take it off gate mode. Here we go. Nice. Very good. Cool. Okay, so now let's move to this sound, our bell sound, and then create something like that as well. So I'll start off quite low. Okay, cool. Might jazz that up like that. Here we go. Resample, chromatic mode. I'll just give this a little bit more space between each note. It works really nice if there's if there's a kind of a contrast between the rhythm, although I'm not really playing in any sort of real rhythm, but contrast and having kind of longer drawn out material and then material that's perhaps a little bit closer together. Okay, just give that a little bit more space at the end. Nice. A little bit more. Good, that'll do. Cool, and then whilst I'm here, let's just go straight into doing another one as well. Okay, cool. Let's maybe try something like that. Okay, resample. And then I think I might leave like a large gap before I play this last note at the end there. A little bit longer. And there we go. And then I'll give that a little bit more space at the end as well. So here we go. Brilliant. Okay. I think they're a little bit loud because they're a bit higher. So what I want to do is just very quickly change the volume of these. Brilliant. And then, yeah, take the gate off, put them on a loop, take the gate off, put them on a loop. Let's see what this sounds like together. That's nice. Cool. There you go. So, very easy to do, very quick to get something quite workable and quite nice from it. You can obviously use an array of different effects on each one to make it a little bit more interesting, I suppose. A bit of panning as well to kind of fill it out, so that'd be quite nice. And then yeah, we can just maybe peel back some of those layers. Which is quite nice. Cool, yeah, so simple technique to create ambient textures using asynchronous loops. Very easy to do on the 404 Mark II. Nice. There we go.